What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Killer Drone, and welcome back to some more Terraria. In today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we are picking up right back here in our resource world, where in the last episode, we completed Tier 1 of the Old One's army, and we were working on a way to complete Tier 2 completely, and I finally figured out a way to do it effectively. So I'm going to show you guys that in today's episode, a full run through of the Old One's army Tier 2. So first and foremost, we are going to start off with setup, and I'm going to tell you guys everything that you're probably going to want. Now, not everything is going to be necessary, but you're probably going to want these. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here in my little bunker. As always, chest, crafting table, things like that are going to be useful, not necessary, but putting some of your loot and stuff like that in here, always a good idea. Next, in my build, or in my playthrough here, I am running as a mage, so therefore a crystal ball and a bewitching table to have any type of summon is a good idea. So I have our little sphere ball up here, and that is just kind of watching my back, and then I'm doing the main damage with this crystal ball. So absolutely perfect. Get those two things down here, and then let's talk about the actual arena setup, because there's not a lot that you can do around the crystal itself for the Old One's army spawn, but there are some things that you can do to slow down the enemy just slightly, and let's go ahead and cover that here first and foremost. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out of my little bunker that I have created here and go ahead and fill that back in, because it has got to be flat. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out so we can see just a little bit more of the map here. Just a bit more, and there we go. This is where we're going to sit as far as our zoom is. And as you can see, we have a couple of walls here. Let's go ahead and head over there. We have a 3-high wall here, and then if we come all the way to the other side, we also have a 3-high wall here. Now, these 3-high walls are extremely important. The way that the Old One's army works is enemies will actually phase through the walls. However, if you have a 3-high wall, some of the bigger enemies take just a split second longer to get over them. It's not much, it's literally a fraction of a second. But any amount of time that you can make the enemy stop for a moment, and they kind of do this weird, kind of a jolting up motion. It's not really a jump. It's not that long of a jump. It's literally probably 1 to 2 frames that you're saving here, but it does help in the long run. So put up a 3-high wall on this side of your arena, put a 3-high wall on this side of your arena, and then your portals should theoretically spawn a good ways out from those 3-high walls. Mine actually spawns here in this little trench. You don't have to have it in a trench. You can have it on flat ground. Doesn't particularly matter. And then on the other side of this wall, mine spawns somewhere around here in this little dip in the earth. So that is where my 2 portals spawn in this particular setup. All right, I'm going to go ahead and head back underground, and we're going to talk about some of the gear that you're going to want. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this back up so we have a little bit of time to talk. The next thing that you're going to want is campfires. Campfires are always great for a health regen. A heart lantern, also good for health regen. And a star in the bottle, if you're a mage character, is always good for mana regeneration. You can go with potions and stuff like that if you want to. I'm in normal mode, so I don't think that that is necessary. If you're playing an expert, then you may want to get some more things, maybe some honey in the ground here, maybe some stuff like that. Just really go all out with your environment, but it's not necessary if you're doing it on normal mode. In normal mode, a couple of campfires, a heart lantern, a star in the bottle, a bewitching table, crystal ball, and then the key to making this Old One's army event is picking the correct staff. You do not want to pick a bad staff from the shopkeep, from the barkeep, or whatever that guy's name is called. In my world, he's called Jerry. That is just your Old One's army. The guy that gives you the defender medals, that guy. You want to pick the appropriate staff from him. And the appropriate staff is the Lightning Aura Cane. This thing is amazing. just go down the lightning aura path. So start with the lightning aura rod, then go to the cane, and then go to the staff. I think that this is probably the best one. From what I've seen, the other ones are okay, but this one does area of effect as enemies are passing through it. I would really recommend this one, or if you don't go with this staff or rod, the ballista's a pretty good option because it has piercing effect, which is not bad whatsoever. So this is the one that I chose to go with. It's one that is very effective, and I will show you guys that whenever we get to the actual fight. But next up, we're going to have a summon. This is mostly just to watch my back. I have the Deadly Sphere staff. You can really have a pirate staff or anything like that. Doesn't particularly matter, but the Deadly Sphere staff is what I have, so that is what I am rolling with. Nimbus Rod. Nimbus Rod is incredibly important for this particular setup. Remember those 3 high walls that we set up just a minute ago? What we're going to do is set up our Nimbus staff way in the air right above those 3 high walls. The reason that we put those 3 high walls there is so we have those 1 to 2 more frames that the enemies struggle to get through there, and basically that's allowing the Nimbus Rod to do slightly more damage as they come through, which will lead to most of your initial waves being a kill. Most of your initial waves, the enemies will not even reach anywhere close to your actual crystal here in the middle. Okay, past that, you can also have the Staff of the Frost Hydra. The Staff of the Frost Hydra is incredibly important. I really like this one to sit here right at the crystal and take out any of the flying enemies that don't quite get caught by the Nimbus Rod. Now, theoretically, you don't have to have this Frost Hydra. You can just kill off the air enemies yourself, but at nighttime, it is kind of hard to see some of the enemies. They're kind of dark textures, and with it being dark outside, sometimes I miss some of the flying creatures. So this guy has my back, takes out some of those flying creatures, and just makes my day a whole heck of a lot better. As for your magic weapon, doesn't particularly matter. The goal of this is for you to not have to do all that much, except for whenever it comes to the bosses at the end. So if you want to use the Venom Staff, the Leaf Blower, any powerful magic weapon, the most powerful magic weapon that you have will probably do. The main feature, the main thing that you need to make sure that you have is the Nimbus Rod and the Aura Cane. These 2 are necessary. You're going to need enough Defender medals to get this Aura Cane in order to take on Tier 2 very, very effectively. Okay, I don't think there's anything that I missed. Obviously, if you have anything that increases your max number of sentries, I recommend putting that on. So I have the Apprentice's Scarf. This increases minion damage. This one increases minion damage. And then I also have another one here, the Huntress's Buckler, that also increases minion damage. So I'm going to go ahead and just slot that in right here as well for my Sorcerer emblem. So now we have 3 items over here that are going to increase our sentry, aka our minion damage. Now, the reason that this is important is most of our damage output throughout this entire thing is not going to come from us. It is going to come from our Aura Cane and our Nimbus Rod. We're going to be relying very heavily on those 2 things, and then I'm probably going to rely on my Frost Hydra to take out most of the frozen enemies. Well, I think that is pretty much the entire setup. Let's go ahead and let's head above ground and let's start taking on Tier 2. I just got to clear out all of these hollowed guys that have piled up here. Get out my face, boys. And let's go ahead and just fill that back in. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to get set up, place down our Frost Hydra right here in the middle, place down a Nimbus Rod very high in the air right above that wall, and I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side right above the wall, high up in the air so the flying enemies have to fly through it as well. And then last but not least, we're going to start this bad boy. Okay, now that we have started it, we have a couple of mana. We can start placing down our Aura Canes, and I'm going to place it right at the portal. And basically, I'm going to do that on both sides as I get more of the mana crystals, we're going to swap back and forth, placing as many of these aura canes down. The first couple of waves of this are super easy. These guys are not going to get past my Frost Hydra and my Nimbus Rod here for the most part. I may have to kill a couple of them, but really, they are not going to get past very easily. Also, notice how they're doing that little bump that I told you guys they would. They just kind of go up for a moment. It slows them down ever so slightly to where the Nimbus Rod basically does one additional hit to them before they get out of that area. Now, also, you'll notice that I did not hit my my crystal ball and my bewitching table. I don't think that it's really necessary for me to at this point. This is insanely easy, and it will be a lot more fun if I get in on the action a little bit here, instead of having all of my summons do the work for me. Now, for the Aura Cane, you actually need 10 of the mana crystals in order to spawn it. So the second that I get 10, I'm going to run over to the portal that has the least amount of them, and I'm going to place one down. So I'm just going to place one right here, and I'm going to have another mana crystal somewhere on the other side. I'm going to place another one over on this left side portal. So, yep, mana crystal is right here, and I'm going to place it as close as I possibly can to that first one. And I guess we can stay over here for just a second and show you guys, as they get out of that little area, they are pretty much almost dead. So then you just have to rely on your Nimbus Rod to take out the rest of their health. It's not going to be much health left, so not too much to worry about at all. And because you can place the Nimbus Rod so high in the sky, it takes care of most of the flying enemies as well. If any of them do get past, though, we got our Frost Hydra here that's going to hit a 130 on them. That's going to take them out. So really, if you have this set up correctly, you should just be able to sit here and chill for the most part. You don't have to do a whole heck of a lot until the bosses come. Whenever you get to the last wave, whenever you get to wave 7, it can get a little bit dicey because you have the ogres that come out, and they have obviously a lot more health. So you're going to have to take them out. You can't rely on your sentries to do that for you. Okay, so I only have 7 mana crystals, so the rest must be on the other side. Yes, there they are, all lined up for me. Not bad. So we have 20. I'm going to add one more to this side, and then I'm going to add one more to the other side. So this left side has 3. This right side is about to have 2. And there we go. As you can see, they are getting out of there with a sliver of health that this Nimbus Cloud is going to deal with rather easily. Here comes our first flying enemies. Go ahead and move our Nimbus Rod there. I need to place this one back over here. Right there. I want to make sure that it's pretty much right on top of that wall, by the way, or else we could get into some trouble. I'm going to resummon my sphere here and resummon my Frost Dragon just to make sure. For some reason, I do get 2 Frost Dragons sometimes, but not all the time. It's not like these things are doing much anyway, but sometimes I do get 2 Frost Dragons. Other times, it only lets me spawn 1, so I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. But as you can see, we are now done with Wave 3. I'm going to go ahead and clear out the rest of the enemies myself. Get myself another Aura guy down here on this side. And then on the other side, I should have some crystals as well. Pick all of those up. And set another one down over here. Redo my Nimbus Rods. There. And another one on this side, because it's about to go out as well. There. And perfectly done. Now we just sit here. Once again, we're only on wave 4. There are 7 waves in tier 2, so it's basically just a waiting game. Now, once these T-Rexes come out, you can have some of them that get pretty far, pretty up close. Literally any magic weapon will pretty much one-hit them, though. So they're still not a massive threat. They're not a massive danger at this point. Once you have a ton of these Aura Canes set up, it's really, really easy to get through the Old One's Army Tier 2. I mean, even if I didn't have all 3 of these, which these 3 do help. This is a 30% increase to our sentry damage. Even without these, you still have to do a little bit more work, but it's still not bad. It's still doable. I did this my first try with this setup without any of these additional damage bonuses. By the way, in case you guys didn't know, you get all of these damage bonus items from the ogres. In the last wave, the ogres will drop those as kind of a rare drop. All right, another wave down. I only got 5 from that. We're going to have to rush back over here and kind of tank on some enemies in order to get another thing on that side. For whatever reason, most of them are dropping on this side. Okay. Drop one down there. And I got to rush to the other side. Actually, let's get my Nimbus Rods in first. Our Crystal just took a bit of damage, but I'm not super worried about it because our Frost Hydra will take out the majority of these guys. And I'm just going to push forward here as much as I can and place down the Aura Sphere when I can. Not bad. So another wave set up, ready to go. Not bad. We're at wave 5. Yeah, as you can tell, most things are not getting past these walls that we have set up. It's just too much damage over time for them to really get to this area. And as you can see, my defender medals are going up pretty rapidly. We were at 101 at the start of the episode. We're at 105 now. By the end of this, we should have 126, I believe, whenever we finish the last wave. So not too bad at all. All right, let's grab up all of this mana. You want to get as many auras onto the field as you possibly can. So I'll get another one on this side. And we're going to have to rush. There's not a lot of time after the waves in order to get your things out, so just be wary of that. If you have a super powerful magic weapon like I have right now, you can still do it, though. You can 100% still do it. Get an aura down. Take care of my flying enemies. And there we go. And this should be a relatively easy wave 6. Like I said, the challenge really doesn't come until you get the ogre spawning in wave 7. Once the first ogre spawns, then you have to really be on top of things because you need to go and kill the ogre. All of your sentries are just not going to do enough damage in order to take those guys out. You're gonna have to go out there yourself and get it done. I'm gonna come over here and help wipe out all of this stuff and try and grab as much sentry power as I can. Looks like I can place one there. And if I can get one more on the other side, that would be great. Oh, I can actually fit 2 more on this side. Perfect. So there we go, and there we go. Absolutely maxed out with auras at this point. This is the final wave. Go ahead and put our Nimbus Rod once again right above the walls. Just like so. And now all of my ogres have been spawning on this left side and only on the left side. I don't know if that's a constant, so maybe check that out in your world. But for whatever reason, only on the left side, the ogres spawn. It's a weird thing, but it is a thing. First ogre is down. Next ogre is coming this way. If you can get over top your ogre to get to some of the mana stars to refill your mana before the next ogre comes out, that would be a huge benefit. Go ahead and take this guy out. Bada bing. And we have one more ogre once again on this side for whatever reason is the only side that he's spawning on. And he's dead. Not bad at all. Oh, wait, we got one more ogre. Okay, I thought that was the last one. Apparently there's one more. That's okay. He's not going to survive long. And we're done. Wave 7, 100% complete. The crystal is going to flash and wipe out the rest of the enemies. Not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all. And as you can see, that last wave gives you 15 defender medals, which brings our total up to 126. A super, super easy tier 2 fight. A tier 2 Old Ones army. It is not bad once you figure out what's cane to use, what cane is the best cane, and then it's super easy once you figure out this little 3-wall trick and placing your Nimbus Rods right above it. There's some pretty cool trophies and stuff that you can get from this as well. Nothing super spectacular, but some cool items. My little candle guy that I have here floating around with me, he is actually from this event as well. He's kind of cool. An interesting little guy here. I'm going to go ahead and just put some things up that I don't need. Banners, stuff like that. You're going to get a lot of banners from this event, by the way. So, yeah, just be warned for that. You're going to have a lot of banners, so storage space is probably something that you are going to want. Here, this is just my resource world, so it's a world where I'm collecting a ton of stuff. An ogre mask. Interesting. Where's it at? There it is. Cool. Anyway, this is basically where I've been collecting stuff, such as the defender medals, stuff like that, so that I can use them in my Let's Play world. I mean, this is a Let's Play episode, but I kind of structured this video more as a guide in a way for those of you guys who needed to know how to do this. But anyway, guys, I am going to head back over to my Let's Play world now, and I'm going to show you guys the next thing that I am going to buy with my defender medals. So let's go ahead and head over there. So save and exit, single player, kill a drone, kill his Let's Play. Alright, so I'm going to head over to my Jerry, to this guy, and I am going to buy, first and foremost, the next staff. I'm going to buy the Lightning Aura staff, because this cane has done me very, very well. It has been a trooper, and it's only doing 37 summon damage. If I pair it with this, if I upgrade to 116 summon damage, I think that that is a good buy. I do. And with the added bonus of it being Mystic, because we just got super lucky, it is now plus 9% damage, so it is doing 126 summon damage. Not to mention the 30% that we will be getting from the Apprentice's Scarf, the Squire's Shield, and the Huntress's Buckler. So not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. That is really good. I still have 26 Defender medals. I could theoretically buy one of the pieces from this stuff, from this armor that he offers, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that it's necessary. I don't think. Maybe in the future, it may be useful to pick up some of these armor sets, but right now, I think that we're probably doing fine with what we have with the Spectre armor and also the staffs and all of our other staffs, our Deadly Sphere, our Nimbus Rod, and our Frost Hydra. I think we're doing just fine. I do. I think we're doing just fine. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be where I wrap up today's episode. In the next episode, I think I am going to attempt the Old Ones Army Tier 3. Because it is a totally different animal. I may give it a couple of test runs beforehand just to kind of get a feel for it, because I know that it is a significant increase in difficulty. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video, as well as if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe for more more Minecraft and Terraria content. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.